Yeah, hi, Davion. Uh, I wondered what teams you worked out for with the NBA and what sort of feedback you got from NBA people.
You kind of skipped out the first part. Could you ask that one more time, Jerry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wondered what NBA teams you worked out for or spoke to, and what sort of feedback you got.
Well, I didn't have any workouts other than like private workouts with some of the players back home with the Hornets and some of their personnel. But I didn't go through any workouts this year, which wasn't really surprising on my end because I elected, not to sign with the agent or go through that part of the process. And for me, it was, just a bit of more than, put my foot forward the uh, route. I mean, I've been through the process my junior year in college, so I took a different approach this time. But I had an interview, one off the top of my head was with the Spurs, and I got some pretty good feedback. Uh, just talking about their liking of my game, but a lot of it was really more personal, kind of getting to know me, and the feedback was just kind of wondering, kind of what went on during the year. But for me personally, it was kind of thing I wanted to hear where decision was mine, what route I wanted to take. So.
And can you elaborate a little on, you said that you had a different approach this time than you did the first time you tested the waters. How so?
Yeah, the first time, I did it, it was more of, me putting my foot forward of, okay, let me shoot for my goal. But this time I kind of knew I was there, and it was more personal with me and my team trying to figure out, okay, do you want to, go back to college, or do you want to, take the professional route? So it was more of a bigger thought process this time. So using that time, and especially having a longer off season that we had, it just kind of gave me an opportunity to reflect more before, choosing a sign representation. So, I mean, a lot went into it, but that's kind of the route we decided to take.
Larry Vaught, we'll come to you next.
Yeah, good morning, Davion. Just wondered, did you ever consider any option about maybe going overseas to playing or anything like that? And then also with the number of guards already on the roster, kind of take me through your thought process about why you still wanted to come back to Kentucky.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't. Kind of wasn't in the process for me. My thoughts was, beforehand we knew that coming back to Kentucky was an option. And for me, where I'm at with my group is that, we don't want to rush or elect to go overseas if I don't have to. And for me, my goal was, try to find an organization that could use my skill set immediately or help foster me in, or, come back to Kentucky. So it was very simple. We didn't use the third option. So that's kind of where we were.
And then with all the guards at Kentucky, a lot different in the situation when you came last year. Kind of what did you think of that, and how do you think that plays out this year?
Yeah, I think it'd be great, honestly. Going into my process, I didn't judge it too much. I knew that we needed the roster additions that the coaches made this year. So that was a part of our team where we kind of struggled last year. So I knew that we had to make some additions in our backcourt. So that didn't surprise me at all. Like I was telling Jerry, this process for me this summer was just solely about me just finding understanding and the route that I wanted to take. So I had great communication with the coaching staff and knew beforehand that, this is, what was going to go on. But I think it'll be great. Like I said, a lot of talented players back there, a lot more shooting. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
John Hale will come to you next.
Davion, when you were looking at coming back to Kentucky, how much of that was to prove something else to NBA guys, something else about your game, and how much of it was just getting the Kentucky experience you guys didn't get last year because of everything being so weird with COVID?
I think both, honestly. You know, not having that experience kind of, took a toll on everyone in the country. Me already playing, 4 years, I saw a huge change. It was the fun out of this. I know it'd be extremely crazy. So, I really hope that it goes through. But the second part of your question,
Hey, Davion, you're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, Davion, just talking about in terms of the attraction of coming back to Kentucky, how much of that was the benefit of getting everything you all didn't get last year because of COVID and the experience, and how much of it was wanting to prove something else to NBA scouts for your game?
yeah, not having that experience, that I think that took a huge toll on everyone in the country. But having a fan base like UK, I mean, that can change a lot of things. Having that group of support behind you for one more year, I think that took that took a huge part in the decision. But also proving to the NBA scouts that I understand that I'm a late bloomer. I understand that my game is only so just proving that one more time and proving I can go out as a winner. That I feel like that's a great opportunity.
Derek Terry will come to you next.
Hey, Davion. This year's team kind of a polar opposite from last year. Last year's team was obviously very young, a lot of freshmen, whereas this year's team at this point is only going to have 3 freshmen and a lot of experienced guys. But how beneficial do you think that will be? And for you, obviously, one of your big roles last year was to provide some out leadership, but this year it seems like there will be some more guys around to help out with that. So just kind of how do you see yourself playing to that role next season?
I think it's very unique. It kind of reminds me of a team my freshman season when I, first went into college. We had a lot of upperclassmen. Not to this degree where you have guys coming in from a lot of places, but I think that experience factor is going to be huge, and it's going to pay off for this team. It was extremely, different than last year, like you said, where we had a lot of new guys coming in. Although these are new guys, these are guys that have seen different things throughout their time and played at high levels already. So I think that it'll be extremely fun. I think it'll be extremely competitive, and I think it's just going to be a good culture to be a part of. As we try to go down that road and win a lot of games.
John Clay will come to you next.
Hey, Davion, just real quick, I'm sorry. Is there a light in the room that you're in that you could possibly turn on? Boom. Thank you.
John Clay, go ahead.
Davion, is there one particular aspect of your game that you want to improve on or that you want to work on for this year?
Just all around. I think finishing at the rim, obviously making a lot more free throws, and just this summer, honestly, we've been working on a lot of aspects of my game. I mean, from footwork into my jump shots, release, getting it off faster. I mean, just a lot of improvements all around, but definitely in those areas that I just mentioned.
Larry Vaught will circle back to you.
Davion, when you talk about this season coming up, I know you've been around some of the guys now, kind of what has impressed you about some of the players coming in, and how do you think you're going to mix with all these guys?
Well, I haven't had the opportunity to be around the guys in person, but other than like stalking the Kentucky social media page,
Okay.
I think that I'm super impressed with their ability to kind of mesh, and it seems like they've, are bonding super quick. And aside from, skill set, just looking at the off the court activities that, they've been allowed to do this year. I mean, it just looks great. The atmosphere, just the guys able to bond and already feel like a brotherhood. That's really what has impressed me so far. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot of different skill sets being meshed into one team. So I don't know. It just looks like the place to be right now.
Ken Spencer, go ahead.
Davion, this is Kent with WHAS 11. Is there a guy, one of the newcomers that you feel like can really help you elevate your game next season that you're looking forward to playing with?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to definitely Big Oscar, being able to be a big presence on the inside, kind of give us an element that, we didn't have, someone that's setting like hard blows on screens, getting the guards up off of us as we try to free ourselves and get to the basket. I mean, honestly, even having him for the short summer that I did have him, running to his screens hurt, like, honestly. So it'll be fun to see the opposing team have to go through that. But, watching guys and hearing the feedback that I've been hearing, how Jacob has improved his game, and obviously Keon, just watching some of the things and having conversations with him. Forward to that, guys that have been working to help, space the floor, open up penetration lanes, being a threat from the perimeter. I think that I'm super excited to see their improvement as we, take on another year. Obviously, new guys coming in, I'm excited to see what they can do and, how they'll help. But watching guys that you've been with improve over a year, I think that's, one of the special parts about it.
John Hale, we'll circle back to you.
Davion, did the NIL stuff getting passed make your decision any easier coming back to school, knowing you'd have that opportunity to earn some money versus, obviously not as much as you in a pro contract? And just how have you kind of managed that so far? I think we saw that you're on Cameo, but just how are you fielding offers or whatever? How kind of strange is that at the moment?
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's strange, but it's definitely it's beneficial. It didn't play a direct part into my decision, honestly, but I think it's a rule that has should have been implemented a couple years ago. I'd be a lot richer, honestly. But no, in all seriousness, man, I think it's like I said earlier, especially with a fan base and the support that we have at Kentucky. I mean, it's almost now looking at it, it is strange because it's something that you can't really put I'm super appreciative of it, honestly. And I think that it'll help a lot of the guys, across the country as well. And like I said, it's very beneficial towards us and can use our name to, help put ourselves in a better position towards the future, even in the present, to help learn like the marketing skills, to help, learn how to be an adult and a professional beyond our current situation. So definitely more of a like educational piece where it's also putting us in a better position for our future. So, I mean, I'm definitely grateful for it.
We'll take two more questions and then we need to wrap up. John Wong and then Ken Spencer.
Hey, Davion, welcome back. I want to follow up on this NIL. You guys are student athletes, and in the past, Coach Cal has made such a big emphasis on focusing in the classroom and then on the court. And now you've got this fantastic opportunity to make all this change. For some people, it can be a full-time job. So how can you maintain focus and being the student that you want to be in the classroom and also making sure that you attain the goals as a team to win basketball games on the court, not let this NIL kind of affect and distract you?
Right. I think it comes with surrounding yourself with the right people, honestly, and having that foundation to, build on. I think it's, it's very beneficial towards us and can use our name to, help put ourselves in a better position towards the future. So, I mean, I'm definitely grateful for it.
Well,
kind of keep you focused and, holding yourself accountable, honestly. I mean, this is I think, like, honestly, speaking with other people, it's a great opportunity because it helps you learn how to, manage everyone coming to a school like Kentucky. I mean, it's hard to say that every player on our roster, is not looking forward to being a professional. And these are these are situations that you're going to have to carry yourself beyond basketball in terms of managing your money, helping, will you still have that same passion when you do get paid at the professional level? So, getting a head start on that, I think it is super beneficial, but it just falls back on your passion. This wasn't a rule that we had years ago. So being able to lean on that foundation, knowing how did you get to this level before you were able to get paid for your likeness. So that's just things that you have to remember as an athlete. I know it's things that I'll remember. I didn't get here off my likeliness other than my game being liked, honestly. And so, that having that experience, having mature people around you, surrounding yourself with people that have your best interests, that'll be the big push in this situation.
Do you have a money manager right now?
I do not. I just have great parents. I have a great coaching staff, and I honestly have been blessed with having great people around me that want to see me succeed. So I know that them all together will be my managers. So I'll be just fine.
Ken Spencer, finish us off, please.
Yeah, Davion, you guys have a good amount of guys back from last year's team that struggled. There's always a motivation, but is there a little maybe extra motivation with you guys? Have you guys talked about it to make sure that this thing gets going in the right direction?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I try to, forget about the past. Living in the past is just not, what you want to do. But honestly, Kent, I mean, we won 9 games last year. If that's not enough motivation for anybody, I don't know what is. I mean, that's one of the major factors. I pride myself on winning, and I need to prove that. So that's something I won't forget. And it doesn't matter, what type of win, what type of jump we get to in this next year, especially for the returners that felt that pain last year. You just don't forget that you won 9 games. So we're going to use that motivation. We're going to live off of that. And I think it's going to be a great year, and it's going to be a lot of fight in us. I mean, it's not the time to hold our heads too high right now. It's time to work.
Well,